The media, meanwhile, is just as angry as potentially anybody who's spying on his text messages. I got to tell you, I was a little surprised because I'm going to show you a clip from a show with a woman that I know and have worked with, and I know would love to have that interview, just like I would. I mean, any journalist would, with Vladimir Putin right now. And she's typically, pretty much a straight shooter, and she's fair, but she does work for that one network. And I want you to see how she approached this story. And all I can say is, jealous much? Watch.
A massive shakeup in Kyiv coming as Putin is trying to court the MAGA GOP in the United States. In fact, one of the leaders of the MAGA GOP is in Moscow tonight. It's the man you see here with the MAGA leader Donald Trump, Tucker Carlson. Possibly there in Moscow to interview Putin. Definitely there as a Putin-supporting celebrity. Just listen to how Russian state media is breathlessly celebrating his visit.
Independent journalist Tucker Carlson has flown to Russia from the U.S. via Turkey to Vnukovo Airport. He saw Spartacus Ballet at the Bolshoi Theater, had lunch in a nice restaurant, went for a ride around town, rode the subway. He charged his smartphone via a USB port and connected to a fast and free Wi-Fi internet.
He charged his phone, although they're knowing the details about the fact that it was during USB port may give him reason to think twice about all of this. But look at them talking about him like a celebrity. Everything he does on camera, breathlessly repeated. Now, it is unclear if an interview between Putin and Carlson will take place, but if it does, it gives Putin a chance to sit down with a big supporter.
It might be worth asking yourself, since it is getting pretty serious, what is this really about? Why do I hate Putin so much? Has Putin ever called me a racist? Has he threatened to get me fired for disagreeing with him? Does he eat dogs? These are fair questions, and the answer to all of them is no. Vladimir Putin didn't do any of that.
I'll actually always remember watching that clip. I was standing in Ukraine 48 hours before the war began there. Well, Carlson then stood by Putin consistently all the way through. Okay. And that is why he can go to Moscow.
She makes the point that she was in Ukraine at the time, and I'm glad she was. By the way, I'd really like it if Tucker would go to Ukraine too. I want to hear from all sides. Thank you very much. And so for her to actually say, hey, you know what? Like, we shouldn't be hearing from Vladimir Putin. That's kind of dishonest, really. I mean, as a journalist, you want to hear from everyone. Now, maybe she thinks that, okay, Tucker can't give Putin the royal you-know-what treatment, right? Like, she wants somebody who's going to go in and grill. Here's the thing I'm going to tell you about Tucker. He's smart, okay? He is smart enough to know every issue that's out there. What we actually wind up seeing, is this going to be a puff piece? I mean, who was the actor, guys? And remember the guy that went over there and did an interview with him, and it was nothing, right? Like, it was a total puff piece. It wasn't any good. And it's like, okay, I don't think Tucker's really going to do that, because knowing him, he's trying to make news. So it may be all one-sided from Putin's view. It may be entirely that. But even if it is, isn't that okay? Don't you want to hear the one-sided view over there? I mean, we hear Zelensky. We can hear that one-sided view. And then maybe we should hear from some people. I mean, why not hear from everyone? Is that so outrageous? Apparently it is. Apparently it's totally outrageous because, I don't know, a member of Congress, Representative Adam Kinzinger said that Tucker Carlson's a traitor for doing this. He's a traitor for getting another side of the story. Come on. And then you get another guy, sort of old line conservative, that had a big job in the White House. He was the chief of staff to none other than Dan Quayle. I'm talking about Bill Kristol tweeting, perhaps we need a total and complete shutdown of Tucker Carlson re-entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what is going on. Because you're not allowed to interview anyone that Biden doesn't sanction. Is that the deal? I love Vivek's response. I played this for you yesterday. That sounds more KGB than the KGB. I'm telling you, It's really weird. But again, like the way network television and cable television has always worked is that there's sort of this, you scratch my back, I'll scratch your thing going on between administration and between management and thus the talent. And so Tucker made the point that he tried to go and interview Vladimir Putin a while back. Somehow somebody kind of important found out, it got killed. Well, now he doesn't have to worry about that anymore now, does he?